Barry, last week I saw a 65-year-old patient of mine who came to see me with feeling dizzy for about 5 days. It wasn't a continuous dizziness, but kept feeling dizzy every now and then. Can you help me to try to find out what's wrong with him?
Okay. So the first step is it dizziness? And one helpful way to analyze the symptoms is to ask the patient, do you feel that either you or the room, either one, is there some movement? So do you feel that you are spinning like a merry-go-round, or rocking like a boat, or falling? So is there some element of illusory self-motion or illusory environmental motion? So if there's either or both, then you can say, yes, there's some element of dizziness. The second thing that patients often complain of, which they then call it dizziness, is actually imbalance. Imbalance is the sensation that you might fall when you're walking. So imbalance only ever occurs on standing. So if your patient does not have problems only when standing, but problems sitting down, or also problems when lying in bed, then you can say this is more likely to be dizziness than just pure imbalance. Obviously, if you're dizzy, you may also be unbalanced as well, but you can have problems with one or the other separately. So that's the first step. Is it dizziness, or is it patient feeling unbalanced? So let's assume your patient has dizziness.
Yes.
So they've got recurrent dizziness. Now, what's the commonest cause in the world of recurrent dizziness? And the answer is benign paroxysmal positional vertigo. So that's a diagnostic approach to the history of recurrent dizziness. And so you need to ask the one killer question to the patient that will really nail this diagnosis. And that question is, I imagine you're the patient. So Nassif, when you turn over in bed, do you feel dizzy? If the patient says yes, then you know it could well be BPPV and is definitely not postural hypotension, because you're not challenging posture when you turn over in bed. And that is the killer question. Then the next question to ask, if they say yes, I feel dizzy when I turn over in bed, is which side do you feel dizzy when you turn over in bed? And I usually point to my shoulder. When you turn over this side, or when you turn over that side, usually I touch the patient's shoulder themselves, because people can mix up right and left. And they will say, oh, well, I feel dizzy when I turn on this side. And then you're thinking, right, this could well be a left-sided BPPV. And then you go on and look for that. So that's the first thing I would do, is I really try and find out if there's BPPV. Now, the patient may then say, no, I don't have recurrent dizziness. It's continuous. And that's a different sort of diagnostic approach.